Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 of episode 11 of the 2020 Rewind, my showcase of 20 more level 50 characters that I have on the Homecoming server, City of Heroes, the Excelsior Shard. This is my first Dominator, Bewitcher. She is Mind Control, Thorny Assault, and Mace Mastery. And sitting next to her is an alt that I'm working on, which hopefully I'll get a chance to show you when he gets level 50. But right now he is just riding shotgun. He is on observation. I am sitting here about to start my solo run, and I am set to +2 times 6. Got a council mission sitting here, and I got a bunch of little council friends waiting to get messed up. I'm just gonna go ahead and confuse this hover bot that's right in my grill. Let me turn on my support core. And let me guess, did I miss my very first shot? Nope. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and confuse my way through the game, but you can if you want. So I'm going to open up with confused against maybe a target that's looking like it's threatening me. And I'm just going to start. Sleep him. I got to build up domination here to make this thing a little bit more. So you can one-shot sleep a boss. Probably should open up with mass confusion. Get my bearings here. So I should have done a little bit more AoE control on that rather than trying to nitpick a couple guys. I don't know where that stupid console went. Did he run this far? Maybe. I don't know what happened to him. Let's throw out a little sleepy sleep. I do have my permadom running now, so this becomes a bit easier once I've got that fired up. So if you'll find, I think mind control is just very kind of surgical plotting, I guess. I can pick and choose my targets. Got a boss in there. Permadom is firing now. See if I can get this boss to help me out. I'll take him down. Do some of my thorny attacks. So as you can see, I got lots of ranged options, lots of control options. Now that I've got my feet on the ground, figuratively, forgot where it was for a second there. I can just get my permadom firing. I got controls up the yin yang. It's really not going to be a lot of threat from these guys once I've got all this juices flowing. My mistake in that first room was just trying to do a couple at a time. I should have just opened up with some AoE like this, mass confusion. You can see what that's going to do. They're going to unleash on each other in there. Throw my judgment in there. That's all that's left. Finish him off. A lot of times I don't take Mesmerize, but lately on mine, at least on a Dominator, I wouldn't take it. Because Mind Control does not have an Immobilize, so this single target sleep replaces the typical single target Immobilize you would get. So normally I wouldn't bother with either on a Dominator, but because I was going so heavy on just the single target range attacks, that's what I slotted it for. I don't think slotting Mesmerizes to sleep is worth it, just given the fact that sleeps can be broken so easily. So I'm just using it as a kind of a set duel. Got Decimation in there. I got a chance to proc the build up in it. And another group down. Go ahead and mass confuse this group. Seems like a larger group. Get them beating on each other. And you don't want to just let only the confused guys do their work, because that'll rob you of influence. Who the hell keeps shooting me? Guess I missed a few guys over there. That was a large group. But anyway, I've got enough control that I don't need to worry about the galaxies doing their rezzing on me. I just stand back. As you can see, I'm flying. I've got Mystic Flight. Stand back, essentially hovering, and just blasting at range. Keeping everything back. Line of sight. Doing what I need to do. Sleep these guys, kind of get a little sneaky peek. There's probably two groups up here. Mass confuse that group. Let them beat the hell out of each other for a little bit. So anyway, the confused enemies do not reward max hit points when they damage each themselves. But this is kind of a dangerous area, so I'm just going to let them work on each other. By the way, this is how some people so-called solo things like ITFs. I really don't know if I would call that soloing if you're just letting the enemy kill themselves. Excuse me. But this is what some people do. Get a Mind Dominator with invisibility or something. These guys just beating the crap out of each other. Is anybody left? Oh, somebody's right up there. Let him do it. He's putting in work. This is why I didn't want to go up there, because there was guys above, to the left, to the right. Somebody's got leadership. That's not good. Now, confused doesn't break your stealth. Jesus, guys, it's killing everything. Love it. So this is why mind control is just like kind of stupid OP. The only group that I'm aware that has resistance to confuse, I believe, are Nemesis, and then any like boss enemy that has like the leadership pool. Tactics will prevent confusion. But really, it's kind of like I win mode. It's just takes patience, because you gotta sit here and let them kill each other. But in that scenario, I thought it was worth it. If I'm soloing, I knew there was going to be a group back here. I knew there was going to be a bunch of guys over here. So this is kind of that classic noob trap where, your players will come around, see the juicy targets sitting right up here at the top of the ramp, and going, oh, I can take those guys. But then there's guys right behind you shooting you. Then there's another group. Typically, there's two groups up here. Another group over here shooting and blasting you from this side. So all of a sudden you go from, hey, I got half a dozen guys over here to I got like 2 dozen guys on all sides of me. And the other problem is that if your squishy friends, your support crew is down here, you break line of sight like this, they can't heal you, they can't see you. And then if they start coming up, those grenade lobbing, bosses and stuff are just blasting everything down here. And this is essentially a kill pit, which is not good. But that's one strategy, right? You can sit here and just let confusion do your work for you. There's another large group here. Let's see what I got. I like to open with confusion just because it's really, even if you don't hit everybody, you got enough allies all of a sudden to... Now, I think what I'm going to do is sleep this group here. Ready? Then we're going to confuse this group here. And now we're going to start unloading. Rocket Boy. Start doing my surgery. So with Mind, I think it's one of the only control sets where you can pretty much lock down 3 groups simultaneously. You can sleep one group, you can hold a group, you can fear a group, confuse a group. Whatever you want. All at the same time. So right there, there's 2 groups. I confused the back group. I slept the front group. I could have went with a little bit more hard control. These guys beat each other up for a second. All right, let's throw another mass confuse in here. Fire. Remember, I don't really have much defenses here, so let me retreat. Okay, I was getting a little bit too cocky. Well, I have defenses, but it's not that high a defense where I can start playing games. Get my pet out. I'm gonna jack up my pet, Spirit Ward. I think this carries through the elevator, maybe not. No, so there you go. Spirit Ward does not carry through the elevators. Let's juice up my tarantula. I gotta be a little more cautious. Okay, a little bit cocky. There's a group up there. Shh. Wants to aggro the group from above. Keep coming. Yeah, there's two groups there. I think when I threw the first Ionic, I triggered a couple up top. Yep, there we go. Gotta be a little more careful. So I really wouldn't solo with this character that much. I mean, you can definitely do it, but it's kind of just sort of slow and boring. You can just sit here and do this all day long. I hate when I miss that confuse. It's never good. And if you are going to confuse, you want to confuse the guys with the big old exploding stuff. Like the rockets, the flame guys. Man, I'm missing like a boss. There's Bellagio. Confuse him. Let him put in some work. See who else can I confuse to have the grenade guy be a good one to confuse. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Werewolves are good ones to confuse. I keep hearing like domination crash sounds. Or doors moving or something. Maybe it's the must be the bot's tarantula sound, but anyway, if you sit here and just confuse your way through the fight, it's kind of like you might as well just run ×1, you know? But it's easy enough, simple strategy. Confuse, confuse, confuse. As you can see, Permadom is working. The other thing you'll notice is I barely use my Thorn attacks. As I mentioned in the build, my spider is pretty much perma. Let's try a little bit different tactic rather than just confusing everything. Let's go hard. Let's control everything. And start blasting everything. So I can go, you know, damagey like that. Done. There you go. Confuse your way through the map or blast your way through. Just got to be careful because your survivability isn't super high. And so if you lose containment, you know, control on your groups, you can get out of control really fast. Let's do another mission here. Another one to get some counsel. I'm going to bump this to +3s. I'm not really worried with this character on, I don't think, enemy size too much. So I'm going to go team size 7, just kick it up one more notch. I don't think I need to go 8, just showcase that, you know what, +3s are not going to be a problem because mass confusion makes things not a problem. The sleep is really a powerful opener as well. I'll often use the sleep as an opener when I'm not confident in like what I'm looking at for a second. You know, I'll see you kind of turn a corner, there's a group right there, and you're like, oh shit. I'll usually throw sleep out there because I don't think anybody is resistant to sleeps in the game. So boom, you sleep them and then take a quick look. Okay, what do we have in front of us here? Is there a dangerous target I need to, you know, focus on? So I'll take, sort of take my time with it. So I like to sleep for that. Of course, on a team, your sleep power is pretty much useless because I don't know how many times I like open up with a sleep. This is what I love. Hopefully you'll get to see this, or hopefully not. When I'm on a team, you'll sit there and like have a couple of groups really close to each other, or a group like in the background that you're like, okay, I don't want to aggro this. So, while the team starts attacking the front group, I'll usually kind of float over and sleep the second group that's nearby. And I swear, every time I do that, somebody else is like, oh, they're attacking. And they immediately start firing on the group that I just slept. Then double aggroing for no reason. It's like, guys, I'm just controlling the potential aggro. Chill the F out. You don't need to charge over here. But nope, they're going to do it. I'll also throw it on a group while we're fighting them just to kind of cause sort of like a stutter in the group that we're fighting. So as, enemies are trying to figure out what their attacks are, also you hit them with a sleep and they get frozen there for a second. Oh, look, Galaxy Row. Let's go ahead and confuse this guy just to see what's up. I like to use the single confuses like this just to get a gauge of where enemies are sometimes. Because, you'll see your confused mob start attacking, and sometimes they'll attack in a direction you weren't expecting. These guys just kill the crap out of each other. I don't know if this is going to be a bad idea, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, bad idea. Gotta be careful with the teleporting that the enemies are doing, because they can take my pet with them. Get killed over there. So I can light them on fire and confuse them, so I can actually get some of that XP that I might miss out on. These two bosses beat the hell out of each other. And I don't have to worry about them resing on one another. And this guy's not going to have a chance to do anything. He's out. Alright, so that cleared a little group of galaxies. Let's see if there's anything left around the corner. Yep. Oh, look. 54, 53s. Another Archon back there. He's dead. I don't know what the hell's back in the corner, so let's just throw that in there. Let them kill each other. Him kill each other. Alright, let's throw some crap in there. know if these guys get a lot of psi resistance or what. That is the problem with relying upon mind control as your damage. Psi. Hit him with that instead. Alright, well there you go. Toast. Let's turn this guy around. Start marching down the hall. There's another Archon. I could have sworn I bumped this to +3. I guess not. Oh well. I'm supposed to bump it to +3, but I forgot. I thought I did. I am at +7, or ×7 though. Alright, throw a Mass Confusion in there. Guys are still beating on each other. My tarantula out there to start beating on some guys. More Mass Confusion for you. Of course, he kills my dude. Notice the difference when I'm sitting here actively engaging these stupid galaxies, how the fight suddenly is super long because they keep healing and rezzing. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. What's he killing? I'm not sure what he's trying to teleport. Down he goes. There's my build-up proc firing. I have that decimation set. There's more guys, another Archon. I guess it's getting a lot of 53s anyway, so it's not a total waste of showcase here. That's what I find myself doing a lot when I play Mind solo. I just sit here and confuse my way through the map. It's obviously the safest way. I think this is the last guy left. Let's see. Nope. This is what I'm talking about, how you can use your confused groups to find hidden enemies. More minus resistance on him. Down he goes. I don't know what the timing is on that res, if it's just within the first few seconds, I'm guessing. Lotus fucking Galaxy City. It's freaking ridiculous. Screw it, I'm going to confuse my way through this because I can't stand these galaxies. Let them soften each other up. Kind of like this confuse and flame combo. Oh. Don't want to aggro. He's still in there beating the hell out of people. Jeepers. Alright, let's do it again. Next group. Use this guy. Dang it. Let the bosses go to work in there. Alright, screw it. I'm going to discharge a big old blast. These grenades do crazy damage. Just light him on fire. So I think the Inflame is kind of a nice way to get some of that damage in to get the XP. By, you know, you throw in a Mass Confusion on a group, you can throw Inflame in there, so start damaging people, get some more points, because, you know, you get reduced XP based upon confused enemies killing each other. Let's click this. A couple more groups in here to defeat. Now this is going to be a lot more interesting, I guess, when you're taking, like, when you're in a team, because I can open up with Mass Confusion right as my team that just dives in there, and it's makes everything perfectly safe. Light this guy on fire. like I have no damage resistance, so anything that gets past my defense, which is going to be a lot of stuff because my defenses aren't that high, yeah, I'm just taking all of it. So this Dominator does not have any stick-to-itiveness. Summon my Tarantula. Now this group I'm not worried about. Really no galaxies in here, so I can just unload. Light him on fire. I'll start unleashing. This is where I wish I had more AoE. Lower resistance. I do have the knockdown and knockback in that, so I don't send them across the room, because Thorny Barrage will unload on them. Send them flying. This guy down here. Keep that boss confused. They'll do work for me. And that's it. Last guy. Don't want him transforming, so I'm going to hold him. There's a survivor up here. Not for long. I wish you could make that mace like a magic wand size thing. So that's kind of the concept here. All right. That was it, right? 2 missions. I didn't run that at +3, but +2 times 7. I did get some +3 groups in there. I did have a lot of galaxies in there. So I think kind of showed what I wanted to show. And bang. I mean, that's how it's done. Mind control. Super powerful. You're, kind of a glass cannon from a control standpoint. If you miss with your controls or you lose containment, you get jumped. You don't have a lot of ways to defend yourself. You have your defense, you have your shield. That's kind of the way Dominators play anyway. So that's something that you gotta get the mindset. All my other archetype characters I played so far up to this point, they've all had, I think, more just raw survivability, whether it's a heal or more shields or whatever. This is very blastery kind of a play style where you don't have a ton of mitigation. I would say, or damage resistance or survivability. I think blasters actually have a little bit more than dominators these days because they have that mitigation power that they all have, like absorb or heal over time, that kind of thing. Dominators don't have that. You have one shield, you have whatever pool powers you've got, and then you've got your controls. So you're either control or you're dead. It's kind of a Cobra Kai style. You gotta strike first, strike hard, no mercy, and just crush people. If you stand there looking around too much, trying to figure what's going on, you get overwhelmed, you're dead. All right, there you go. That's the solos. I'm going to go ahead and get some team action going. I think it's going to be a lot different, a lot more, I don't want to say exciting per se, but just I'm going to have all these tools and I have a team to do a bunch of damage for me. So that's kind of the big difference. Where other Dominator sets are going to be more control and damage. Mind control, I find, is over the top control and not as much damage. All right, there you are. I'll catch you in the team video later.